So here is everything that you need your first year as a business owner. Now, how do I take you from disheveled me to, hey, look at happy me? Well, first, these are our 4 recommendations of everything that you're going to need. One is a CRM. This is a customer relationship management tool. Next is marketing and branding. Third, you want to have your business formation and requirements. And lastly, you want to make sure that you have some kind of project management tool. First thing that we recommend is having a CRM. Now, what the heck is a CRM? Most likely, if you're a beginning business or a beginner in business, you probably never heard of a CRM, but you probably are in one right now with all your contact information. You already are in one of these. But let's slow down and first think of what a prospect and a client is. Now, a prospect is someone who isn't interested in your business, might be in your vicinity of your company, and is now finding themselves interested in what you are selling or offering. That person hasn't purchased from you. That is a prospect. Now, once that person is in communication with you, that lead becomes somebody that you have their contact information. Most likely you're going to have their name, their number, and their email. You are now defining who that person is, and you have an easy way to communicate with them. When that lead or prospect finally purchases from you, they become a client. So they go from somebody that doesn't know you exist to someone that recognizes you, you build interest, and they finally purchase you, and hooray, you got yourself a client. This is usually your nurturing campaign, how you get somebody from not knowing who you are, a cold lead or prospect, into your hottest and actually being a client. Now, once that person becomes a client and they buy from you, well, how do you continue to cycle that person, keep them in your network, and create a fan? Now, in order to successfully do all of this, a good CRM is going to be extremely helpful. Most likely, your first year or so, this is going to be you. One, all your client information is going to be kept in one of these thingies right here, okay? A phone. You're going to most likely have all their contact information in here, or you are going to have everything in something like this. A notebook or a journal of some sort where you're keeping all that contact info. And worst, and I'm talking about worst of all, you have them in an Excel sheet, a spreadsheet. Oh, God. 1980s style, just having all their contact info in there. Now, if that's how you're starting, that's how you're beginning, you know what, man, more power to you. At least you're having some kind of organization. But let me know if this sounds like you. You are either service based or you are retail based, and you have a client and you're like, oh, sweet, here, let me get your contact info. And you got it in here. And then 2 weeks by, that person comes back and you're like, oh, shoot, they told me that, to reach out to them. And you're like, oh, shoot, what was their freaking name? And you're now scrolling through all of them. You're going through all these papers and you're like, oh, now I found them. And then you give them a call. And then you're like, oh, shit, I don't remember anything about them. Who are they? What were we talking about? If that sounds like you. And then you're trying to invoice them. And you're like, can you Zelle me? Or can they tell you, can you send me an invoice? And you're like, I can. Is Zelle okay? Oh, you know what? Here's our Shopify. Or here's our, Venmo. That sounds like you. You're spending a lot of time and effort trying to process people. And you might get away with that early on with maybe a couple clients. But as you grow bigger, you're going to have a few to a couple hundred clients. And spending a lot of excess time with them, it's going to end up burning you out. A CRM allows you to use an application where you have all your contact info in there. So it makes it easy for you to find those clients. Next, you're going to actually have a place where you can send invoices, quotes, and see reports at the same time. You'll be also able to message and email your clients, send them documents, PDFs, files, all in one platform. But that's not all. You will be able to do email marketing where you can send broadcasts to hundreds of people within just a click of a button. You can send promos, updates, blogs, prices, you name it. all through one application. And you get automations. So when you get a new contact, you can automatically send them an email without even having to do it yourself. You can have templates already catered out to make your day so much easier. Now, doesn't that already sound like a freaking dream? Now, here's the thing. Your first year, though, overhead is probably going to be on top of your mind. How much does it cost for you to operate? So, here's the thing, with a good CRM, it does cost money. You are going to have a budget for a decent CRM. So start thinking about, can I afford it? And if you can, here are some free alternatives for you. One, you can use spreadsheets like Excel, Word doc, and Google Docs. You can use that as well. So use whatever you have in front of you to begin with. And then slowly as you can, our top two recommendations that we use here is KEAP and HONEYBOOK. Now, we are going to have links for you in the description where you can actually apply for them. They are affiliate links. We do work with these companies. We use them ourselves. I use both of them. So help us out. It really helps us make more of this content and keep the channel growing. Now, if you want other alternatives, there are tons of CRMs. Just look online. There isn't one best, there's no like one size fits all for these things. There are hundreds of different kinds. Each one has its pros and cons. So just do some research. Marketing and branding. These are only 4 things that I included in here, but these are one of the ones that I would pay attention to the most. This is what you're going to be needing your first year when it comes to marketing and branding. One, it's absolutely necessary at this point. But the first thing that I would work on is niching down and being very, very specific with who my target audience is, who my market is, what type of business am I in, and whether I'm product based or service based, and really, really dial in to what I'm good at and focus on that one thing that makes me the most income, that one thing that really, really makes me stand out from the competition. Some of your clients might be asking for other services and other things that you can offer. That's totally okay. If they do, go ahead and help them out. If you know you can do it, you can process, go ahead. But don't, and at least I wouldn't recommend marketing everything at once. Market what you're really, really good at, because that's going to help you explode. People are going to know why they're coming to you in the beginning with their money already in hand. You can always expand in the future and be a one size fits all if that's what you wish. But I do recommend in your first year to niche down and get very specific at what you're good at. Number 2, do your research. Do your research. Do your research. Yes, do your research. Now, why am I so annoying about doing your research? Because this is the one thing that a lot of people just gloss over. Okay? Now, there's a couple things here that we're talking about when it comes to doing your research. One, understanding SEO. What is SEO? Well, that's search engine optimization. This is learning what works towards your specific audience. Now, we're putting this all together, by the way, okay? These are not random. Your niche is going to really help you out, because when you're doing SEO, you're always going to be talking to that audience, that specific person with that specific product. You want to learn how to grab the attention of your people. Learn trigger words, words of, action, words of energy, words that build trust. You want to focus on that, because that's going to get people excited to work with you. SEO is also a very well way to communicate with the algorithm, the computer, and your audience. You do need to have a great relationship with each one of these. Next, basic marketing principles. And I'm actually going to show you basic marketing principles and the 4 P's all together. Basic marketing principles is super key to growing an effective business. Marketing is creating awareness and being able to connect your voice and your message, your niche, to the audience. Okay? Learn the basics of marketing. What is pricing? What are promos? What is placement? These things are what makes you unique, but also your audience is going to relate and connect with you a lot more easier. The basics of marketing principles. Now, here are the 4 P's, by the way. Product, okay? Learning your product and learning what your service is and what problems it's solving, what benefits does it provide, and then to who it's doing that. Next, it's the pricing. of your business. Pricing is how much it costs, how much can you afford to price it at, what is the lowest and highest that you can price it at, what is your competition pricing it at. Promotion, where are you placing your pricing at? Where are you going with your business? What locations can you put yourself out there, and where are your shoppers and your audience buying from? So that's also very important. People is really, really going to be important for your business because people is who you are serving at the end of the day. Okay, these are your 4 P's of marketing. There's actually 7 of them. Once you do this, advertisements are a must. Advertising is everything when it comes to business. Whether you're doing networking, whether you are putting special ads, whether you're just dropping off cards, whatever, if you're going place to place and you're like, hey, here's my card, go shop from us, here you go. So learn how to create effective ads. It's going in full circle. One, as you're niching down, you're doing your research, you're going to have very effective advertising campaigns. Second to that is give it time. It does not happen overnight. It does not happen immediately. For you to have an effective campaign, it does take at least 3 months. That is 3 months minimum for you to have an effective campaign. Yes, 3 months, okay? If you plan on hiring somebody, they're going to ask you for this. Can you give it 3 months of commitment to see whether it's working or not? Now, why 3 months? Because you're going to see detailed insights of what is working and what is not working, what's performing better. And that goes into the last 2 points. It's all about the results. It's all about the results. If you hire a marketer, it's all about the results. Tell them, please give me the results. Always learn how to read whether something is working or not. Other than that, you're just playing a guessing game and you might get lucky, but you're not going to be able to sustain that. And most importantly, I know it sounds super serious, but have fun with it. Have fun with it. I know so many people that have trouble marketing and creating content for their business because they're just not having fun. It becomes a work effort, and having a work effort, that's good. Some of you are going to be really good at that, but it's going to feel like crap. It's going to feel like ass. You're going to be in your car sitting down for 10 minutes going like this. Just scrolling on your phone. I don't want to get out of here. I don't want to get out this car. And it's just, you're going to create a job for yourself. So have fun when you're doing this. Number 4, website and social media at this point is a must. Okay, it's 2023, and you hear me repeat that a lot. It's 2023, guys. Website and social media marketing, it is a must. Build a website. It works 24/7. A lot of businesses required anyways. Like if you're gonna go get a grant, if you're gonna get a loan, if you're talking to people about your business, it works for you. You don't have to be there all the time. People can just go visit it whenever. However, it's there all the time. And lastly, your social media is another form of a website. Some places even consider that to be a website. They consider that to be a shop now. So use social media effectively for you to able to have a successful growing business. Now, here's some quick tips for you. Okay. You don't have to do this all yourself. Okay. But all this stuff you can find online completely for free. You can go to Google, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Instagram, you can go to any platform out there. Someone's going to talk to you about marketing and branding. But here is the trade-off. Everybody wants free. Everyone's like, but I can do this myself. Well, that's the freaking problem. The problem, though, is that we can do this ourselves. So here's the trade-off for free. It costs time and it costs a lot of effort to learn this by yourself. Some of you might be really, really good at this. Congratulations. But for most of us, this takes a lot of time, a lot of trial and error, a lot of reading, a lot of homework. You can always skip all of that stress by hiring somebody out or taking a course to help you out, which there are tons of online influencers that are excellent at this. They've already done the homework for you, and a good one that people vouch for. Go and take it, invest some money into it because you're investing in yourself the way that you would invest into your good product. You want to invest into your business. And this is one of those. We ourselves are actually going to be hosting our social media marketing campaign. where Camille is going to be teaching you about marketing herself, business requirements. How can I say this? Most of you, if not all of you, are putting a lot of great deal and effort into your companies, into something that you're proud of, into something that made, you got out of something uncomfortable, like a 9 to 5, like a job, and then you made a business out of yourself. You made a company and you put a lot of effort into that company. And so you invested a lot of time, a lot of sweat, a lot of sacrifices in order to make that company. Why wouldn't you invest and make it legitimate? Why would you spend all that time and effort to make it work only to lose it by the IRS charging you fees, the county or the city coming after you, losing all your effort because of this? I've seen this happen quite a few times, and I know that I'll continue to see this, where I have company owners come to me and they're like, Jesus, I need a business now. I need to formalize it. I need to get it up and running. What do I need? Or worse, they already have a letter from the city saying, hey, we're going to charge you $10,000 and shut your business down. And the last that I've seen is people who want a grant, a loan. They wanted their PPP. They wanted some kind of money. And the city's like, cool, let me see your documents. Like, we don't have any. But what if I give you what if I start my business today? Sorry, no. You're not a business. You haven't been a business. You don't have proof of being a business. Your only proof is that you've had income as a single individual taking income. That's not a business. It may look and sound and feel like a business because you're doing transactions, but because it was never formalized, unfortunately, you've lost a lot of time and effort. Why am I heavy on this? Why am I so about it? Because I want you to get the most out of your companies. Because most of us have a distrust of why we want a business. Oh, but we're losing money on fees. It's expensive. You know what's expensive? It's expensive for me to go to the bank and say I want to purchase my first home, but they're not going to give it to me because I don't got proof of income. That's expensive. What's expensive is that this month is tough for me and I can't get a bank loan because I don't got proof of my business existing. What's tough, I could have got access to grant money that's just free money, but I couldn't because I don't have these things. That's expensive to me. Investing into my time and effort and doing everything right, but then the city's saying, here's a $10,000 fee, plus you owe us tax for the last year. That's expensive. So what do you need for your business requirements? Your number one is your business license. Most businesses will require a business license, okay? There's only very few that will not. Those are special businesses. Some cities also might be okay with you operating without a business license. But for the most case, you will. And what qualifies as a business is if you're making sales, repeatable sales, services as well, where you can be charged taxes on. That is a business. Some cities even consider this a business. You purchasing equipment and starting to get your business together is also considered a business, and you will require a business license. We've had businesses like in Bell Gardens out here in California where they're like, hey, we're already purchasing stuff, but we haven't sold anything. Are we a business? They're like, yes, you need a business license. In order for you to get a business license, you're going to need your business registration. That is number one rule, is getting your business registration. This will, one, protect your name. You'll establish your name either within the county or the state. Next, it's required to have for a business bank account. You're also going to need this if you ever want grants and benefits, or if you want to get lending for your company. So number one is getting your registration. That's going to lead you to be able to get your business bank account, take in payments, get lending, get funding, grants. You'll be able to open up your website. You'll also be able to get contracts. If people want to pay you to your business, it's going to go straight to your business bank account. And finally, you want to make sure that you got all your permits correct. Some businesses do have special permits. These are like contractors, brokers. You're talking about Cosmos, attorneys. All these have special permits. Just double check with that wherever the city and state that you are in, and I would double check with the county as well. This is what we specialize here in Integral Business. If you do need help with this, send us a message at the end of this video. We'll have all our contact information. We can get your businesses up and running immediately. We always have free expedited filing where we file within 24 hours and get you up and running immediately. But please, 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 do not skip this part out. especially if you want to have a successful business. Project management tool. What is project management? Think of your day-to-day operations, think of your monthly operations, and maybe even your yearly goals. That's where you're going to be putting all your notes and objectives all together in one location. I will say this though, okay, just in case, because this affects service-based businesses way more than it does retail. Now, retail businesses can have project management tools in them. Don't get me wrong, like sales operations, you got to do inventory, maybe some simple training, but it's not as needed as, let's say, you're a service-based company that you're doing haircuts, massages, you're doing invoicing, like for bookkeeping, to consultations. The thing that I love about a project management tool is, one, you can establish departments. Businesses have different departments. If you are a solo entrepreneur, it's just yourself, you are wearing every single hat of the operation. Let's start picking up hats. If you do all your social media marketing, your social media posts, if you are the person who is going place to place, shaking hands and talking about your business, you are doing multiple jobs. One, you are the content creator, you're the social media specialist, you are the one that's handling your marketing, you are the person that's doing your SEO, you're the person that's, content writing, content creation, editing. You are also your public relationships manager there. Okay, you're wearing all these hats and departments. If you are invoicing, if you are telling people why they should purchase from you or why the item is so awesome and they need it, if you are taking in cash, taking in payments, taking in Zelle, you are a sales agent and you are probably also the accountant of your business, the person who's doing all the reports and sales and filings and the bookkeeper. That is you. You're also the person that's taking in the invoices. So all these departments can be written out within your company. Next is creating responsibility for all of these. So, what does a sales agent do? What does a marketer do? What does a human relations experts do here? You know, these you can start writing out these departments and their responsibilities. And I'm going to tell you at the end exactly why that's necessary. Next, you can keep all your services and operations in order. So if you, let's say that you are, let's say a massage therapist. Let's say you're a massage therapist and you have 5 jobs to do through, every single day. You can actually put those jobs and timeframes within your system, and you can actually have every responsibility and everything that you need ready, like a simple checklist to have a successful day. So you can say, hey, I'm going to see Joanna today at 1 p.m. And you have a checklist. I got to have the essential oils that she ordered. I got to have my hot stones. I got to have this, this, and this. And don't forget the towel service. And that can be a checklist that you create within that tool. It is super, super awesome because it keeps you on track and makes things effective and efficient for you. That goes perfectly into increase efficiency with your SOPs. What's an SOP? Anybody? Raise your hands. Well, this is a standard operating procedure. This is how you carry out every little responsibility within your company. Now, for a lot of us are going to be like, oh, do I really need this? Like, I didn't get into business because of this. Well, let me ask you, what's your exit plan within your company? Most of us that start a business do not have an exit plan. We don't know what we're going to do 20, 30, 40 years from now. We don't know if we're going to sell it, if we're going to give it to our kids. We're hoping something's going to happen with the company. We want it to be successful, but we just don't know what our exit plan is. And this now starts tying into everything that we just talked about. When you start going into the CEO role of your business, when you're the actual manager of your business, you're stepping out now. You're taking a step behind. When you hire people, you're going to have all your departments available, and those seats are going to be there for you to fulfill. But you're going to already know the responsibilities. And lastly, you're going to have all those SOPs written out. So you can hire anybody and say, okay, good, you're a sales rep now. Here are your responsibilities and here are your SOPs. You know how to make calls, you know how to send out invoices, and you know how to do reports. You're going to spend less time and wasted money training that individual because you have everything in your project management tools. This is where scaling and expanding happen, where you can effectively run your company and expand it with your project management tools. This is not for everybody. I do recommend it if just so that you can have higher success rates. And this is why I have here 100% success rate, because it does keep people in order. It does keep things really clean. You can have inventory checklists here, but it's not 100% necessary. It's not like something that if you don't have it, you're going to fail. But if you do have it, it definitely does help you run a more successful operation, a more successful day. And this is why I recommend this. Now, the free alternatives to a project management tool, Word docs. You can have simple sheets, or you can have a notebook like I just had where you have all your operations. But just like with the CRM, after a while, when you start getting bigger, those notes get soggy or dirty or messy, or ink starts spreading, and it gets very, very hard to keep everything in one location. A lot of times it gets forgotten. I use ClickUp, and if you want, we're going to put our ClickUp affiliate link down here in the description. That way you can sign on. It's super, super affordable. It's like $3 to $6 a month or something like that. It's ridiculous how affordable it is. You're able to create a lot of these SOPs and responsibilities. That way, when you are expanding, or you just, hey, how do I do that again? Just log in. Oh, that's right. Or, hey, what do I got to do tomorrow? Oh, I got my full detailed plans. Other alternatives are Monday.com, Asana, and Notion. These are really, really awesome ones. They have been vetted by the top professionals, and they use them just for their operations. Check them out. I do highly recommend it, though, for service-based companies. Not saying that retail companies that you don't have the option to use this too. I really, really hope that this list helps you out with your first year of operations. I really do wish that this becomes a very successful business for you. If you want to scale to 6 figures, if you want to scale your company and make it big, you will need everything that we just talked about. Can you get by without them? Absolutely. I've seen it countless of times where I have businesses that scale, and business owners that we've worked with, that they are making 10 plus K per month, but it's not sustainable. There's going to be moments where you're just stressed out because you're having problems in every one of those departments. Or if not, you're having at least in one of those that's bugging you. And by the way, we're going to have courses for each and every one of these so that we can give you a very successful business run. Now, here's the thing. It's only going to be businesses from 1 to 5 employees. That's 1 to 5 employees, including yourself, for businesses that want to get up to 6 figures a month. After that, we can refer you over to a specialist, especially those that want to go to 7 figures. Let's have a beautiful 2023. Let's continue forward, and I hope this helps you out. Comment below what you think we missed, or if you disagree with anything. I want to open up these chat boards so that we can discuss more and we can help you out more. But if you do love it, please subscribe, please follow us, share this with someone that you think can get the most out of